Hello everybody, I'm Robert Seidelman and welcome back to the Games of 90, and this time around we're going to take a look at an MTV game show that actually knew what the M stood for. Music. So without any further ado, just follow this one simple command. Turn It Up was MTV's second foray into game shows, and while it's hardly remembered at all nowadays, it is forever known as the only MTV game show to have music as its featured mechanic. The show would debut on June 30th, a couple of months after MTV's remote control was yanked off the air. We'll be talking more about how that all went down in a later episode, but Turn It Up would be a breath of fresh air for the network. Sadly, much like Rodeo Drive in the previous episode, the show would only last 6 months before being canned in December 7th. Happy holidays indeed. Now I really like this show, I really do, but what made the game good? Well, to be honest, it's all the little things that they did correctly, and also tying it all together in a competent package that makes it enjoyable for everybody to watch. Let's start with the atmosphere and the set. The entire set could have been ripped from a late 1980s nightclub, complete with video wall, which seemed to be the set piece that got passed along from show to show more than others in 1990 and 1991. Not only that, the addition of the live band made the show itself more of a gaming concert than the pop and rocker game, and the use of keyboards as buzzers was cool too, making the contestants be part of the whole concert experience. Out of all the new sets that we got in 1990, I like this one more than others. Mainly simply because I love the video wall, and it just oozed atmosphere. You don't get that with the new Joker's Wilder Tic-Tac-Toe 90.
And now, the cat who won't cop out when there's danger all about, Mr. Jordan Brady!
I christen the good ship, Turn It Up! Yeah!
Jordan Brady is the host of the show. Never heard of him? Well, he's a comedian who is the inventor of the line, "Bow chicka wow wow, wow wow wow, bow chicka wow wow." You know, that go-to fake guitar riff that people use when something vaguely pornographic happens and they need a cheap laugh. So when a comedian uses that line, you can thank Jordan Brady for that. As a host, he's a little ill at ease, but maintains a good grip on the game. He's also got a good rapport with Zombo Combo, the house band, and the contestants themselves, mainly because he's only a few years older than actually they are. The gameplay is really straightforward. 3 contestants compete in a music trivia game where they have to answer questions about music on a music channel in order to win stuff. The person in control picks a category. Jordan asks the first question in that category for 10 points. After the question, they can choose to answer the next question in the category for more points, or move on to another category. This smacks the style of scoring from remote control, but I actually like that style of scoring since it entices contestants to stick on with the category. I also like how the different rounds have a different feel to them. Round 1 is more straightforward trivia, while round 2 is more audio-visual, yet they both share the same point structure, meaning if you don't do well in round 1, you better make up for it in round 2, otherwise you're riding a slow boat to the land of parting gifts. And while we're on the subject of round 2, they made great changes to it. 3 out of the 4 categories are the same each episode. Total Recall, where a 20-second clip of a music video is shown, and then 3 questions are asked about what you just saw and heard at 10, 20, and 30 points respectively. Then there's Sing This, where a video is played and then stopped. It's there when the contestant that buzzes in must sing the next line. It's much like Sing Along with Colin, except not as ear-destroyingly bad. Then you have Say What, where a confusing lyric is played, and then the contestants must figure out what the singer is saying, and a random category at the end, either involving radio interviews that would lead up to the identity of a singer, or some other miscellany that would involve audio or visual clues. This is what I love about the show in general. It takes old concepts like such as Jeopardy and Name That Tune and Remote Control, and modernizes it, and makes something new out of it. It does everything right that Let's Go Back did horribly, horribly wrong. After that round, the person with the lowest score is eliminated, and the 2 remaining contestants bring their scores to the bonus round called Add a Track. Now, we've all seen Name That Tune's Golden Medley, where a contestant has to name 7 tunes in 30 seconds. Well, here's the twist to that round. The 2 finalists are given a song starting with 1 instrument, and then builds over the course of 30 seconds to the full song. The first song is worth 25 points and a prize. The second one 50, the third 75, and the fourth is worth 100. After all of that, the contestant with the most points at the end of the game wins the daily prize. However, if a contestant can get all 4 of them right, they win the grand prize, which is usually a trip or, in certain instances, a brand new car. This is my favorite MTV bonus game and makes it into my top 10 all-time list. It's hard to describe since everything works so well that I can't really critique it. The band gets props for being together and in time for all the tracks, the building of the score to this final climax, and the drama is found if somebody's going for the grand prize. It's just a perfect endgame for a show like this. And it's basically MTV's best game show in format and execution. I do love remote control, but after Kari left, the show just felt like it was going through the motions and wanted to just leave. Sadly for this show, it would also be told to turn it down and later off in December of 1990 due to sagging ratings and a change in the direction of the network, moving towards more comedy shows and later on reality programming like The Real World. It's a forgotten gem in the world of not only MTV, but game shows in general. It had everything, and you should check out the couple episodes that are on YouTube. And that's Turn It Up. It's a great show. I just wish it had gotten a longer run. That's going to do it for this edition of the Games of 90. I am Robert Seidelman. Next time around, we are actually going to go to Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. And we're actually going to do that all throughout the summer and talk about all 4 game shows that they had in 1990, which is Make the Grade, Family Double Dare, Wild and Crazy Kids, and yes, I'll also be talking about Think Fast again. Well, that wraps it up. I'm Robert Seidelman saying, if haters got you down, ignore them and turn it up. Bye, everyone.